A quick insight from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Executive operators are reframing waiting room screens as compliance-first assets to reinforce safety, trust, and operational control. Executive summary: compliance-first waiting rooms treat screen networks as managed clinical communication systems with clear standards for safety, regulatory content, and message ownership. Central governance, templates, and approvals align what appears on screens with documented policies and clinical protocols. The result is consistent patient-facing messaging, faster activation of safety and emergency content, and auditable control that supports trust in healthcare environments. Today's signal: operations leaders are being asked to show clear control over patient-facing safety and compliance messaging during budget planning and risk reviews. Waiting room screens running ad hoc content or vendor-managed playlists now appear as unmanaged clinical risk. This is pushing ownership, governance, and emergency message readiness for waiting room networks onto the same checklist as other regulated communication systems. WellView 365 enables support safety, compliance, emergency messaging by centralizing protocols delivery, control conversion, and protocol monitoring across end-to-end delivery paths. Why it matters. Here are 4 takeaways. First, unstructured control of waiting room content creates clear findings in board and audit risk reviews. Second, inconsistent safety and compliance messages across sites expose gaps between policy and what patients see. Third, slow or manual updates block rapid deployment of emergency or incident-specific instructions. Fourth, lack of defined ownership forces frontline staff to troubleshoot content issues instead of clinical or operational tasks. How it works in practice. A common example is a new infection control policy or emergency protocol that needs to appear on most waiting room screen within hours. Communications drafts a message, compliance reviews it, and someone in operations or IT schedules it across different displays, players, and locations. Without a defined owner and standard workflow, requests sit in inboxes, local staff improvise posters or handwritten signage, and some sites rarely update. When ownership, templates, and approvals are predefined, one request triggers a consistent update across many waiting rooms, with logs for who approved and when it went live. One practical adjustment. This week, name a single owner for waiting room screen content governance. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, review inventory all waiting room screens and note who currently controls content changes at each location. Second, review list the top 5 safety, compliance, and emergency message types that must be standardized system-wide. Third, define and circulate a basic workflow covering request intake, compliance approval, and publishing for those message types. Fourth, schedule a quick review with compliance and risk to confirm that the waiting room network is included in formal communication controls. Read more at wellview365.com.